In today's video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to create book covers for Amazon KDP. Now guys, over the years of selling on Amazon KDP, I have learned how to identify what a good book cover looks like and how to create them. So in this video, I will explain that here on camera, but I'll also take it a step further and walk you through all of this on screen recording. We will literally go through click by click creating one of these covers together. Now guys, for those of you who know my style of videos, I try to cram as much value as possible into these. So not only will I show you how to create these covers, but I'll even show you some of my personal templates. So if you are new to Amazon KDP, or if you have uploaded books and you're just not getting sales, this video is going to be extremely helpful for you. All right, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this video. Okay, so before we can switch over to the computer here and actually go through this tutorial step by step, there's one really important thing that we have to talk about. What that is when you are creating any book cover for Amazon KDP, you have to be extremely careful when it comes to trademarks, copyrights, or using things that other people have created and putting those on your book covers without their permission. Apart from making your book covers look good so people actually purchase them, this whole copyrights, trademarks, making sure you have permission thing is probably the most important thing when it comes to creating book covers. So very quickly here, just to get us all on the same page about this, before we even start creating a book cover, the main things you have to be careful of are recognizable brands or companies or sports athletes or celebrities. You cannot use their reputation, whether that's their branding, their logo, their name, even their face. You can't use any of that on your book cover without their permission. Now, us as Amazon KDP sellers, it's going to be extremely rare that we write into them asking for their permission and they give it to us. So it's best to just assume that you don't have permission to use any of their branding or their reputation on your book covers. Now, the reason for this is basically they have spent so much money and time and effort creating that reputation that people associate a feeling to it. So we can't just put that on our book cover and get all of that reputation and branding and try to profit off of it ourselves. So in layman's terms, just to be super clear here, make sure that you are not writing a company's name or anything that we just talked about, actually writing that in your title or your subtitle on your book cover. Make sure that you are not using a photo of their product, something that would be recognizable on your cover, and also make sure that you are not using their logos. Now guys, in addition to all of that, the second part here is making sure that you're not using something that someone else has created and they have not given you permission to put that on your book cover and profit from. This one is a little bit messier and it's not very clear, but the key takeaway I can give you from many years of dealing with this is that using a graphic design tool to create your KDP covers, you have to make sure that the tool that you are using gives you full usage rights of everything that's available on their site. Again, in layman's terms here, if you're using a tool like Canva, which is a general graphic design tool, the majority of the elements, the fonts, the graphics, the layouts that are available in their library are not allowed to be used on our book covers and sold for a profit. This is because other creators have created those elements and they have not given us permission to sell those for a profit. This is all spelled out in Canva's terms on their website, although it is a little bit unclear. That is what I've learned from years of dealing with this. Guys, for those of you who do want a deep dive on this topic, I have made another video on the channel. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. However, the key takeaway here is to make sure that the tool that you are using to create your book covers is specific to Amazon KDP so that you have full usage rights of all the elements that you're putting on that cover. All right, guys, so hopefully all of that makes sense. Now we can switch over to the computer and actually get into this tutorial. So switching over to the computer here, I'm just going to save us the most time possible and take you straight into the tool that I use to create my Amazon KDP covers. Now, if you aren't familiar with Bookbolt, it is the tool that I use to do all of my niche research. So when you see all those low competition niches that I talk about on the channel, this is the tool that I use to find those. It also allows you to do the book covers. That's what we will talk about today, but then it allows you to do the book interiors as well. So it has page templates that you can click on and you can add those into your book. Now, in a second here, I will get logged in and we'll actually go through creating one of these covers together, but I do want to always be completely transparent with you guys. If you click on pricing, you will see that this is a paid tool. So they have both a newbie plan and a pro plan. And I will point out that this is auto-selected on a yearly plan. If you switch it to monthly, this is going to be the price if you're just doing month to month. Now, the only difference between these two plans is the pro plan also gives you access to the puzzle creation tool. So if you see in my other tutorials how I'm creating word searches and crosswords and Sudoku books, that is all with the pro plan because it has the software included. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, we are just creating a cover and that is actually included in both of these plans. So if you are strictly trying to create covers for Amazon KDP, you can use the newbie plan. If you do plan to create full books, then the pro plan is what I would suggest. Now, for following along this tutorial, you can actually do a free trial of either of these plans. They give you 3 days of full access. So you can actually follow along in this tutorial totally for free, create your covers and use them. They give you usage rights in the free trial as well. Now guys, the last thing that I will say about the pricing here is that I have a personal coupon code from them. I'm allowed to share it with you guys, so I'll put a link to that down in the description below. It gives you 20% off of either of these plans, and it lasts a lifetime, so it's not just for the first month. So I will put that link down in the description below. I'll even put it up on the screen if you just want to type it in as a coupon code, if that's easier. But with all of that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get logged in, and we'll actually get started on creating one of these covers. Okay, so once you get logged in, this is what your dashboard is going to look like. As I mentioned, you can do your niche research here, so that's what a lot of these tools are. We are actually going to the create section, and we're going to go to Bookbolt Studio. So once this opens up, this will pick up where you left off. So this is a perfect example. This is a book cover for Sudoku puzzles. This is the front cover on the right side, the back cover on the left side. What we will do is we will use this one as the example to create step by step. So by the end of this tutorial, we will create a cover just like this one. But just know that this studio is kind of your graphic design tool specific to KDP. So you create your cover here. Over on the left side are all of your interior pages, so you can add the puzzles onto them. We won't talk about that in this tutorial, but that's where all of those are on the left side. All right, so getting right into this, when you open this up for the first time, it's not going to have a book like this. So you're going to go to project and then go to new project. I would do paperback, cover, and interior. Yes, you can set it as just a cover, but I would set it as cover and interior because once you save that file, it's going to save the cover and the interior separate anyways. So it just makes it easier on you if you decide that you want to turn this cover into an entire book. Now, once you've set that, just leave it on low content, and then you can come down, you can name this project so you know what it is later. We're just going to do Sudoku puzzle cover example. And then next up is trim size. For the vast majority of my books, I'm leaving it on 6 by 9 inches, but you can also do 8 by 10 or 8.5 by 11 if you want a bigger book. While I've got both of these here, I might as well show you. This is 6 inches by 9 inches. This is the size that I like. This is 8.5 by 11 inches. It's a bigger book. So if you are creating something that is large print format specifically, you probably want to go with the bigger size. Personally, this is what I like the most, so that's what I would choose. Now, beyond that is the interior and paper type. Just leave that on black and white interior with white paper. Bleed, leave that turned on. And then for page count, I like 110 pages. Now in the full tutorials on the channel for creating a whole book from start to finish, I explain why I do 110 pages. But for this instance, let's just leave it at 110 and click on create project. Okay, so once you open this up, this is what it's going to look like at first. There is quite a bit of information right here, but the only thing that you need to know is that the red area is where you need to stay out of. Basically, don't put any text or anything important going into the red area. That's where the printers are going to start to cut off. The other important thing is that Amazon is automatically going to put a barcode right where this yellow is. So make sure that on your back cover, you don't have any text or anything that will get covered up by that barcode. So guys, once you understand those two things, that's really all you need to know. Just click on the opacity up top and click on hide cover template and then click on OK. This looks a lot cleaner to work with. Just know that those dotted green lines are where that red starts. So basically just stay within the dotted green lines. Okay, so as mentioned, we are going to create a cover that looks just like this. And basically the way that we do that is we are just using elements. So all the elements are on the left side right here. Basically start by just adding in some text. So we're going to click on the T right there, click on add heading. And then I'm actually going to just close that back in so we can work with this. And I'm going to click on one of these little circles in the corner and drag this bigger. You just click on it, hold it, and pull it down to the side. And then I'm going to drag it to the front cover again, which is the right side. You will see that this snaps to the center. Again, just a really nice feature here. So that'll snap to the center, and we can type in our first line here, which is Sudoku. And then the next line is going to be puzzles. The way that I like to do this is just to right click on that and click on duplicate. It will put a second one right on top of it, and you can just drag that right below it. And then we can double click that. And we can type in puzzles. Now guys, as you can see, this looks a lot more basic than this one does over here. The only difference is that I've actually customized that text. So the way to do that is you just click on the text that you want to edit, and then you go up to the black color right here. You can change it to any color that you want. You can actually click and drag around here, and you can see that changing over here. Move all these sliders, you can get any custom color that you want. We're just going to set it as green. We'll do the same for the puzzles down here. Set that to green. Okay, and then over here we have a white border around the edge. The way that you do that is you just click on the first one. We're going to click on this little transparency right here. This is a stroke. And then we're going to set it to whatever color we want. If I choose white, you're not going to be able to see it on the white background. So let's choose black. And I'm just going to pull that stroke out a little bit here. And you can see it's adding that around the edges. So let's just click on OK. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one here. And as you can see, this is starting to come together. Obviously, it looks nothing like this quite yet, but I just want to walk you through all the steps to create this. Now, something that I definitely would have wanted to know when I was just getting into this is that creating your cover template the first time is the hardest. What I mean by that is that once you've created this template once, you can actually select all of this, you can just hit Command C or Control C on your computer to copy it. And then you go to the new book that you are creating. You basically just hit Command V. This then just pastes that entire template that you've created on your book. And then you can just go in here and you can just change things, change colors, graphics, whatever you want on here, but you're starting with a completed template. As you guys probably know from my other tutorials, I have a bunch of these book cover templates already made. What I'm going to do for the first time is I'm going to offer my book templates to you guys. So if you're having a hard time creating your book covers and making them look professional, I will have a link down in the description where you can get my book cover templates. You guys are the only ones that I'm offering this to, so it's just going to be private to our community. But if you do get those, it's going to look something like this. Let me take this out. What you would do is basically, instead of putting all this together, you would just go to File and you would go to Load from File. I will have all of mine saved as files to send to you, and you can just load up that file. You say choose the file, you select it off of your computer, and then just submit, and it's going to load my personal template straight onto your Bookbolt. So you can go in here and you can edit everything, but you're starting with a completed template. So anyways, the link to that will be down in the description below. This will be one of the templates that's included, so you'll get this exact one that you can start creating your books from. All right, so let me clear some of this out, and we are going to create all of this from scratch again, and I'll show you what that is. Let's pick up from right here. So this is essentially where we left off. We have all of this to create here. So let's start by creating this corner. That's quick and easy to do. What this is going to be is a shape. So you'll see that right here. Let's click on the square, and we're going to close this out so we can work with it. We are going to change this to a green color so it matches. And then we're going to pull it over to this corner area and click on this one line that's up at the top. Click it and drag it. This is going to give us an angle on the shape, and we can put that up in the corner. All right, and then we've got some text on here, so easy puzzles. Let's add that text. Let's go to the text over here. We'll go to add heading. Again, close this out so we can work with it. Let's drag this over to the area up here, and then we're going to click on that same line. We're going to put this on an angle. All right, let's put it up here. We'll double click it and type in easy. And then again, we're going to right click on it, duplicate. It puts another one on top, and just click and drag that down below it, double click it, and we'll do puzzles. Okay, that looks pretty good. Just make sure that everything is lined up so it's kind of centered up here and nothing goes into these dotted green lines. So just so you know, you can have colors or shapes going over the edges here into these dotted green lines, but no text. That is what Amazon KDP will kick back. Okay, we've got that made. And yes, we have this changed to white over here. You guys know how to change the color already. I'm just going to leave it on black for the sake of this tutorial. Let's go ahead and knock out some more easy things here. So this is the spine of the book right here, right down the middle. To show you what that looks like, that is this area right here on the book. And it's always nice to put a solid color so it divides your front from your back. The easiest way to do that is to add in another shape here. So we're actually going to add in a rectangle. We'll close that out. And we're just going to kind of pull this up to the top. The two center lines right here, the two center dotted lines, that is your spine. So I'm just going to pull this all the way down, and then I'm just going to pull this one in the side. And as you can see, that kind of snaps right into the center. If I zoom in here, you can see that it is from this dotted line to this dotted line. That's the spine of your book. And then just click on fit right here. It'll zoom you back out so you can see everything. A really good thing I can say here is that you want all of your background colors to overlap over the edge. So as you can see, this goes past the top and it goes past the bottom. This makes sure that you don't accidentally have a small little white margin right here. If you did have that, Amazon KDP would kick the book back. They would say that you need all of your backgrounds and your colors to go over the edges so that there's no errors with printing. So guys, that is the spine color right there. This is black. Let's just change it to that same green. Perfect. And let's see what we can do next. Let's do this little banner right here. We can knock that out. As you can imagine, this again is just going to be another rectangle. We will close this. We'll pull it down here, pull it over the edge like we just talked about before, and then just make it the size that we want. We will change that to green as well. And then another little tip I can give you is to pinch and zoom in here and make sure that this connection right here, if you were to leave it just as is, you will see that there's a tiny little margin in between it. So just click on this square right here and pull it a little bit into the spine color. This is going to turn it into just one solid shape so that there's no error in the printing. Again, we'll just click on fit. It brings it back out here. And then we can go on to the next one, which is the theme of the book here, relax and focus. The way you do that is just go to text, go to add a heading, close that out. I'm just going to click on one of these circles at the bottom to make it a little bit bigger because I know I want it to be bigger than it is. Put it right here in the center, just double click on it and we will do relax and focus. And then this has a different font style. So again, the way that we do that, just double click on this, go to Open Sans, and you can change that to any font style that you like. We'll click on OK. And if we want to change the color of that from black to white, just click on the black, switch it to white. And there you go. As you can see, this is starting to come together here. I've just done it so many times that it's almost second nature. If you're doing this for the first time, it may be a little bit of a slower process, but we are getting there. We're probably almost halfway done with this book cover already. So let's knock out another easy thing here. This is going to be the instructions on the back of the book. So this is two things we need to add here. First is going to be a shape. This is going to be a rectangle. We will close that out so we can work with it. We'll snap that to the center back here. I'm actually going to drag this out a little bit further on each side and then re-snap it to the center. And then I'm going to round the edges. So as you can see, just like this, it is rounded, just makes it have a little bit more of a professional look. So the way that you do that is right here with the border radius tool. Click on that and pull it out just a couple points and then click on OK. And now you've got those rounded edges. Now at this point, if I were to change this to white, it would just disappear. We wouldn't be able to see it. So I'm going to change it to green just so we can keep an eye on this. And I'm going to add that text that you can see here that's over top of it. So let's go back over here. I'm going to add in multi-line text this time because it's not just a heading of one line. This is going to be more of a paragraph format. And then we'll close this out so we can work with it. Let's just drag that over to the top here and give us some space to work with. So I'm going to set this up close to the edge over here and then pull this side all the way across and get it close to the edge. Then I'm just going to click and drag it, make sure it snaps to the center. The shape underneath is snapped to the center. The text is snapped to the center. Everything is aligned. Now, what I'd recommend is clicking in here and then clicking and selecting all of this and coming over here to the alignment. And we're going to do horizontal, align that center, and then click on OK. Now you can see it has the center alignment just like this, and we can type in the instructions for our book here. So I'm just going to copy all of this, and then we'll go back over here, and I'm going to paste it. And then I'm just going to manually add in some line breaks. So let's do right here, just press enter, and then I'm going to do one here as well. This just makes the text format exactly how you want it formatted. That way you don't have really long lines and then kind of short lines. You can make it look exactly how you'd like. So let's just move that to the center here. There's our instructions on the back. Again, you can make them look better like this, just spending some time tweaking that, but now you know how to do that. So guys, from here, we really just have our background image, and then we have our puzzle and our badge. So let's start by adding the puzzle here, then we'll do the badge, and then we'll do the background. So in order to add this puzzle here, you need to have a puzzle created. So again, having a pro subscription, you can create these puzzles very easily. I'll show you how to create a Sudoku puzzle right now. This book is 110 pages. So I'll just do Sudoku puzzles for the entire book real quick. I'll show you how easy this is. So just go to the first page. We'll click on the puzzle icon right here. These are all the page templates you can use. A lot of these are included in the newbie plan, which is pretty cool. Once you get to the puzzle ones right here, these are all in the pro plan. So you do need the pro plan for all of these, but once you pass these, you actually get into more of the newbie plan templates. So you can still do all of these. You just click and add them to your book on the newbie plan. Now, specifically, we are looking for a Sudoku that is right here. You just click on that. It's going to say how many puzzles do you want. We're going to do the first half of the book, which is page 1 to page 55 because there's 110 pages. If you watch the full tutorial on this on the channel, it will walk you through this in more detail. I'm just doing this quickly. Go to continue to options, leave all of this as is, come all the way down to the bottom, go to continue to solutions pages. The solutions will already be selected. Click on submit and just wait here for a couple seconds. I'm not going to fast forward this or anything. I just want you to see how quick this works. And just like that, the entire interior of our book is complete. So here's our first puzzle on page 1. Page 2, there's our next puzzle. All of these are created randomly. So if you go create puzzles, they will be different than these. And then when you go to the second half of the book here, this starts putting in all of these solutions. So the first half is all the puzzles. The second half is all the solutions. So anyways, that's the entire book filled out and completed. What we need to do is copy paste one of these puzzles to put on our cover. That's how you get this look right here. So we are just going to right click on this first page. We'll go to copy, and then we'll go back to our cover here. We're just going to hit Command V or Control V. This is the easiest way to paste it. Let's make this a little bit smaller, and we're going to put that roughly right here. I'll actually make it a tiny bit bigger. Roughly right here, it'll snap to the center. And then we will do a little bit more formatting that I'll show you here, but that's how you get your puzzle on here. So as you can see, if I zoom in here, it says puzzle 1 right here. So the way to get rid of that, or if you have a word search or anything, you need to get rid of the words, it's the same process. You just go over to the right side, pull out this menu, and this is actually all of the elements that are on your cover. So you can reorder them like you can in Photoshop. You can put things on top of something else or behind something else to control how they are overlapped. But this is our puzzle right here. We're just going to right click on it and hit edit contents. Here's all the numbers. You can edit everything individually, which is pretty cool. We are just going to do puzzle 1, which is text. That's right up top. Just right click it and delete. Click on OK. And that's going to get rid of that. Everything else we actually want to keep. So I'm going to go back up top. I'm going to close that folder. And there we go. That looks perfect. Now that puzzle is perfect. It's right here ready to go, but I actually want it behind this banner here. So as you can see, the banner here goes over top of the puzzle. So in order to do that, I'm just going to click it and I'm going to drag it behind the relax and focus text. And then it has the rectangle. I'm going to put it right behind it. So that rectangle right there is the rectangle behind the relax and focus. So you basically are just pulling it behind other elements until it's exactly where you want it. I hope that makes sense, but if something's just not aligning properly, just come in here, find where the element is, just click it and move it to another area, either forwards or backwards until it all aligns properly. All right, so that is taken care of. Let's close this side menu out again here. And now it is starting to come together. So we are making progress here. We are almost done. Let's see what else we've got here. I actually have a border around the edge. It's a green border just to add some more dimension and focus onto that puzzle. So I'll show you how to create that. That is just another shape. That's a square. We'll close that out to work with it. And what I did here is I selected the fill color as no fill color. So it's actually transparent. And then the stroke size next to it, that is where we select the green, and that is going to set the border. And I set that to about 40. Click on OK. And that is going to be the border around the edge of that puzzle. So again, I'm just going to expand this and get it to exactly the right size. You do have to kind of play with this a little bit and then just make sure that everything is lined up, and there is your border around that puzzle. So guys, we've only got two things left here. We've got the badge right here, and then we've got our background photo. The background photo is the coolest part, so I can't wait to show you that. But let's knock out this badge real quick. The way to create the badge is actually from the graphics library. So if you open up the graphics library, you have My Uploads and you have Pixabay Unsplash Premium Graphics. Premium Graphics is something that is new on Bookbolt. They will give you graphics that they have created. I believe this is only available on the Pro plan, but if you're creating coloring books or anything like that, you have access to all of these, which is awesome. But Pixabay and Unsplash is where we are focused on right now. So if you go to Pixabay and you type in badge, and you give that a search, you are going to find different graphics mixed in here. And I have just found one that I use on almost all of my books, but you can scroll through all of these results until you find one that you really like. And then you can basically put that on your book as a photo and then put text over top of it. That's how you get that badge icon. Now, if you haven't used this before, all of these graphics in here, they're all copyright free and commercially usable. So you can use all of these on your Amazon KDP books and you can sell them for a profit. The only thing is that just because a photo, like this one for instance, is copyright free, meaning that someone probably owns this motorcycle, they took this photo and they're giving you usage rights to use it. Feel free to use this photo, you can profit from it, whatever you would like. But you have to be aware of what we talked about in the beginning of this video. This says the brand and the logo of that motorcycle. So we could not use this on our book, even though the photo is technically copyright free and commercially usable. So guys, this is just a nuance to Amazon KDP, something that I'd like for you to get up to speed on straight away so that you don't have to go through the headaches of having your books taken down or your account shut down because you used copyrighted or trademarked material. So anyways, you can scroll through here and try to find a badge that you like. You will find banners in here. You will find badges. Let's just say that we want to use this one because I can't find the exact one that I used. We can click on that. This will add it onto our cover. Let's make it a little bit smaller and we'll put it right here. And then as you can see here, we just added text on top of it. So we'll go back over here, add a heading, close that out. And we're going to type in 50 plus. Let's actually click on that and make it a little bit bigger. 50 plus, let's put it on an angle. We know how to do that by clicking that line at the top, put it right here. And then let's change that to white just so it looks a little bit better. And then right click, we're going to duplicate that, drag it down. This is where we're going to type in puzzles. And this is going to be a little bit too big, so let's make that smaller. And as you can see, guys, I'm kind of doing this live with you, so this isn't the perfect badge right here, but I just wanted to show you how I create mine and how you can create one for yourself. Just spend some time moving this around so it's all aligned and it all looks perfect. And that looks just about good. As you can see, this is the one that I use right here. This one will be on the templates if you choose to download that from the description below, so you will have access to that one to use. But that is everything on our cover with the exception of the background photo. So this is where things get really cool. Whatever theme book you are creating, whether that is a themed Sudoku book, or a themed word search book, themed crossword book, whatever it is, you can put a photo of that theme as your background photo. This gives you such a professional look so easily. So as you can see right here, this is a photo of Japan. So this is a relax and focus style Sudoku book, and this is just a photo of nature in Japan. Just to give you another example here, this is one of my other book templates. This is in Hawaii. So this is a beach in Hawaii here, back cover, front cover. As you can see, these two templates are similar. This one's for crosswords. The one we are working on is for Sudoku, but the background photo is what I want to show you here, is that there's a photo of a beach in Hawaii, and there's a photo photo of nature in Japan. It depends on the theme of book you are creating. So the way that you add in that background photo, let's look for a relaxing background here, is you just go to the images again, go to Pixabay, and you type in whatever you are looking for. So if you're looking for something relaxing, you can type in Zen, or you can type in relaxing, you can type in peaceful, nature, whatever you'd like. And then all of these photos, like I said, as long as they don't have a brand name in them, they don't have any logos, they don't have any recognizable people, these all come with full commercial usage rights and they are copyright free. So you can click on any of these that you would like. You can either do the vertical format like this, and you can do one on the front cover, one on the back cover, or you can do the horizontal format like this. And I'll just show you, for example, let's use this one right here. Let's just click on this. It's a horizontal format. I'm visually in my head seeing front cover here, back cover here. So let's just click on that. It's going to add it to our book. You basically stretch it over the entire thing. Remember, over the edges, not aligned to them like this. Pull it so it stretches the entire way. And then let's kind of center this so that the back is going to be centered within those dotted green lines. So that looks good. We're going to have a lot on the front cover, so you're not really going to see a ton of the front, but that's how you add this image in here. And then the way that we apply this is we pull this menu back out here. And then we have our image right here. As you can see, these are text, text, image. This is the image of the Zen garden. Click on this, and we're going to drag it all the way to the back. And then you let go of it. And that is going to put that cover in the background. Now guys, one thing that I did forget to show you here, because we had a white background, is that you do want to have a white square behind this puzzle, and that will allow you to see this puzzle. So the way that you do that real quickly here is just go to shapes, go to square, and then close that back out. Change this to white. And then we're going to put that right inside of this one, right about here. And then again, we'll pull this menu out. This is that square we just added. We're going to pull it behind the puzzle. And that's how easy that is to do. So guys, I know we started with this template that we wanted to recreate. Well, this is how we created something very similar. If you decide that you don't like the way that this photo looks, you just click on the photo, click on delete, go back to your images, and you can find a different one. It's that easy to swap them in. So let's say that this cover is ready to go. It's perfect. We're finished with it. All you do now is go to download and go to download current page, CMYK. Just click on that. It will load for 1 second and it will download it straight to your computer. And guys, there you go. This is download to your computer. This is the file that you can upload directly to Amazon KDP, your front and your back cover. All of those dotted green lines are gone, but we know everything is formatted perfectly because it's all snapped to place. Now, I will say here, if you did want to just export this entire book, since we already finished it, you would just go to download and go to download current project, CMYK. You click on that, and then this will give you a folder that has both your paperback cover file that we just saw before, but also your paperback interior file. This is all of the interior pages in one file. So these are the two files that you upload to Amazon KDP, your cover and your interior. So guys, this is how I create covers just like this. As a reminder, if you do want access to all of these cover templates, the link will be down in the description below. It's the first time I've ever offered this. I really hope you guys take advantage of it. My only ask to you guys is that if you do download them and you are using those cover templates, is to customize them to make them uniquely yours. The cover templates are going to give you everything you need to start as a really professional cover, but make some changes, change the instructions, change it to be custom to you so that your books don't look the same as mine on Amazon. As usual, guys, I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions at all, just let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to help you out. If you did enjoy this video, please just give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. I would appreciate that as well. All right, guys, that is it for this one, but I'll plan to see you all in the next video.